Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining our Google Drive crash course for the legal industry. Today, we're just going to navigate the fundamental features and functions of Google Drive. And I'm going to show you how you can work more productive and secure with your clients and also within your firm. This is really great for those switching from OneDrive or Dropbox to Google Drive to share documents within their firm. Unfortunately, the streaming platform was used is not behaving right, so we're going to have some pre-recorded, but do participate. Please add in the comments and I would love to get your feedback and some of the questions I have regarding the course. So as an agenda, today we're just going to talk about these 4 main sections of the Google Drive, and in each of these sections, we're going to only focus on 4 to 5 different features and functionalities. And I would love if you can follow along by going to drive.google.com. And as I discuss each area, if you have time, you can just pause it and go ahead and practice what I just showed. So we're going to get started on number 1, the left-hand side or the left side panel. So starting from here, we're going to go ahead and click on New. And here, when you click on this button, you have the option to create a new folder and also new files native to the Google environment. Also, too, if you use templates within your firm, you can go ahead and start from a new template as well. Also, too, if you need to upload a file or folder from your computer, you can do just that so that everything is being stored on a cloud and not on a device. Now, moving on, we have our priority section. As you can see, it has your suggested options. It also allows you to create a workspace. Yes, a Google Workspace allows you to create a workspace. So here, which is really great, you can go ahead and just create, and basically I like to call it a folder with files that you constantly work on. They may be all saved in different folders and areas within your drive, but here you can just reference them in one little section folder within the Google Drive. So I'm going to call this one Family Law, and then that way you can get an idea. So as you can see, you get to add up to 25 files, and you can just go ahead and add different files and so forth to that workspace. And what it does is, as you come in, if whatever's regarding family law, you can just quickly reference that. Of course, I just put this Instagram thing, but you can quickly reference the documents no matter if they're stored in different folders and so forth. Okay. So that's just an example there. Now going into My Drive, this is the most common area most Google Drive users are located in. You have your folders and your files. We're not going to go too much deep into this because that's section 4 of the webinar, but just wanted to just bring this up. This is the location for that. Now within shared drives, when using shared drives, you want to have 2 goals in mind. Which team or department is going to be using the shared drive, and also to how would they be collaborating. So you want to do this with the goal of collaboration and not just having folders and files in a separate location. Also, it's really good because it allows folders and files to be owned by the company or the law firm instead of an individual user. So whether who leaves and comes to your law practice, the files and folders will still be here because they're owned by the company or the team. Going into Shared with Me, I like to think of it as that kitchen drawer that you just have all your junk mail in. Yeah, this is what this is. You see everything that's shared with you. It's not really organized in any type of way by the date, but you can still reference it and find it when doing a search, which we'll talk about next. Then we have our recent, of course, very logical, most recent files, your starred files, and then your trash. As you can see, after 30 days, files are in whatever's in the trash is deleted after 30 days. But do keep in mind, if you are using Google Vault, which is a retention tool for your firm for e-discovery or litigation, whatever retention you put in, it will outlive the 30 days. And then when we click on storage, again, you'll see what's taking up the most storage within that account within your firm. So moving on to our next area, we're going to go into the search. And as an activity, I would love if you can go ahead and play around with it, pause the video, create things, try to upload a file, remove it, see if it's in the trash to get more accustomed to the navigation of Google Drive. Now going back to our search area, again, like we talked about with the Gmail, you want to use the three lines, the search option. And we're not going to go through every single thing. I'm just going to bring up 4 or 5 different features. I do really like the option to search by file type. So if you're only looking for Google Docs, you're only looking for Google Forms or folders, you can search just that, or PDF. So that's really great, allowing you to cut down the time that you're looking for information. Also too, you can search who exactly within the firm or outside the firm the document is owned by, or who was not owned by. So you have this option to quickly just figure out who owns the document, add it to Google Doc, and it just, again, cutting down the time you're using to search for on a file. Besides the fact of actually being able to type it on top, but even more, right? Then also too, you can search in location. So you can search in the My Drive, the shared drives, anywhere. Again, love this feature, allow you to search exactly which folder that you're looking for, and you can just select that. And of course, you have your trash and start as well. If your firm is using labels, you can do that as well by searching up the labels. And then you can also see the files that are being shared with or shared to. So again, you're the owner, but you're not the owner, but they're being shared with someone else. So allowing you to kind of reverse engineer the ownership of or the location of the file. And if you're using approvals or whatever the case may be, you can also search up which one is awaiting your approval. And it's kind of the same with the follow-up as well. Here, any action items as well, you can search up. So allowing you to follow up on a legal document based on what's on the list, what needs to be done. So that's the search feature. So go ahead, and if you have your Google Docs open, try to search up a document within your firm that you are the owner and that it is a PDF, and see what the list gives for that search. Great. Now we're going to go ahead and move over to the settings. Now the settings here are not as diverse or robust as Gmail settings with different tabs. It's just 3. But here is where you can toggle on and off about the offline, how you want it to look, the density of your files. Also I strongly recommend turning off the suggested files in My Drive and Share Drive, because if you are sharing your screen, whether with a client or giving a tutorial, whatever the case may be, your suggested files may have a confidential title or preview. So you just don't even want that to show up when you open up My Drive. So I definitely toggle off this so that it can just show the folders and so forth. Notifications, kind of what we talked about with how we want to be notified in one of our last videos about being notified on Google Docs. It's the same concept here. And then managing apps is all the apps that are integrated into your Google Drive area. So if you want, you can go ahead and toggle off suggested files, play around with the settings area and get familiar with it as well. And then going back really quickly, just shortcuts. If you are repeatedly doing the same function or uploading or creating, have these little shortcuts really do help time with clicking, having the right click, then click, and then click again. Just using these shortcuts really do what it says, allow you to cut short the time. There we go. Perfect. So now we're on to our third section. So we left the section up top. We're going to go right here to our quick access add-ons. We have our calendar. Again, whatever's created here as the Gmail one we did will show as well. You can create. And also your notes will show up here as well. So if you create a note, it will show up in your Gmail as well. And the example we did with the Gmail, right? That email is right there. that task is there. So it's having this living document and tool always available no matter which tab you're on within the Google environment. And if you are using any third-party apps, you can go ahead and integrate them with your Google Drive. Just keep in mind their security settings and what data they will be reading so that you can mention that in your data privacy with clients and so forth, so you can know how they're going to be managing your data once you integrate. So in the comments, if you like, you can go ahead and let me know what is your favorite Google add-on for Google Drive? What are you using? And how is it affecting you and your firm? I would love to know that. Now going into our main area, here is where you can go ahead and again, see everything you're working on. But also too, you want to right click, you have another menu area. Now with regarding to the folders, you have the ability to change the color and make it all, color coordinated if you like. You also have the ability to also search within that folder specifically. That's another shortcut you have. And then you also have the share settings. So we're going to talk a little bit about the share settings, making sure that you're sharing intentionally and also securely with your law practice. When you look at the people with access, you want to look at specific access or who specifically you're giving permissions to and what privilege they will have with the document. Now, if you want a more general access, like it says, or global effect, here's where you will make those who are within your firm or another target audience, you can have them just as viewers. So you can think of it as, okay, I have this document with my client. This is their folder. I'm going to add their email and I'm going to give them viewer access or commenter access. So just do that there. Give them just commenter. They can make comments and then you can share it. Now, if you want those within your firm to be able to look at what you're working on with your client so that they can, maybe your paralegal or the receptionist can give status updates, you give everyone within your firm viewer access. They can't make changes and so forth, so you can do just that. And even when you add it, you can add an expiration. So if you were to add your client, for example, myself, you can add an expiration and let them know they have access in 30 days and so forth. So again, giving you a little bit more specific access and what they can do, this is the area you want to use. But if you're using general access, do keep in mind you can only set up one privilege for them. Also, do keep in mind not to just freely use anyone with the link, because anyone with the link means just that. That link can just be forwarded to someone else, opposing counsel, and so forth. So make sure you're really intentional by just adding your client's email so that that account has access, and that's it. Also, too, you have the option when you're in this main area, you can change the view if you want it list view or layout. What's the name of this one? Grid. There we go. Grid layout. You can do that. Also, too, when you click on any document, you have this little eye here. Love, love, love this area. Quickly, you can see who has access to what. You can also see, I'll go back to details. You can also see the name, what type of file it is, the storage, when it was last modified, opened, and created. And then you can see the location. Just a quick overview of that file, which is, again, saving you a lot of time. And also you can even add descriptions to that document as well. And then going over to activity, again, it will show you a list of everything that was done on that file, at least allowing you to be able to see what exactly was done and when. So instead of having to email your paralegal, hey, have you worked on this file? You can just quickly see the activity and say, okay, such and such was there yesterday. Great. And then you can provide follow-up more specifically. And then when you go to a file, you'll probably see a different menu separate from the folders. Again, you don't see the colors and so forth, but you do have the option to add to a workspace. So you can go ahead, as I mentioned, add things to your workspace. You can also make a copy. As you notice, you cannot make copies of folders yet. Soon come. Okay, hopefully. And then you also have the option to preview, so you don't need to necessarily open it, but you can do this, that. And if you have not noticed, this document is a Word document. So if I were to open it up, it's going to be in Docs, and you can tell by the file ending here. But if you want to open it in Google Docs, you click Open With and then Google Docs. So that will convert the file into a Google Doc instead of a Word document. So yeah, let me know in the chats if you're using these functions, how you're using them. Did you learn anything new? I would really appreciate if you share that in the comments below. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching. So sorry the live stream has not been behaving, but hopefully you can take some things away back to your firm and with those within working with you. And to wrap up this Google Workspace crash course, I want to say you're always more than welcome. As below, you can see in the description box how to get in contact with us. How exactly are you maximizing your Google Workspace? We can have conversations like that. Feel free to add me on LinkedIn and also to visit our website, legallytechie.com. Thank you again, and I'm going to see you soon for our Google Calendar crash course.